I don't know what you just said, Red Grin. I don't understand what you just said.
Which I think it's been really interesting to see that develop.
Are you saying pick 5 esports games and pump money into them so that it pushes esports even further? Is that what I'm trying to understand?
Where there'll be a dark cover planted in mid, and he'll drop an alarm bot in there. A lot of teams trying to solve this ground presence that can really cause a lot of problems on this map. And
dude, the Envy's got no Sage. They don't like that. That's not their comp.
And I think, yeah, so we've got Sean on the Sage there.
Double duelist?
Yeah. No. You know what I don't see on Icebox, but I would like to see? I don't know how to explain this, but you know how you typically take a standard B with the smokes and you Sage wall or whatever? Like, I want to see smokes to the right and the left of tube, and I want to see people push to snowman and plant snowman side. I haven't seen that though.
What if someone has posted back there with an op? Those smokes that are not there might.
Well, the idea is you smoke in phases, right? You first throw smoke. You first throw a smoke to get set up to yellow and work closer, and then you throw the second smokes a little further to take deeper control.
That's gonna have to be coordinated pretty well.
I've never seen it. I don't know if it's good, but in my mind, it seems pretty good depending on who you're playing against. I'm thinking about playing against a team like 100 Thieves. They don't even play anywhere close. Steel is literally an orange, you know? They're playing full retake, so if you get a little further, playing full retake is a little harder. That's how I envision it.
Why do you think Viper isn't more highly picked in the Napro scene? Herkit, when used with high coordination,
I mean, it'd just be
seems
hard.
like it would be super
You'd have to
strong.
get that coordination pop. Are there leaves falling from the sky? You seen that?
Yeah.
What the hell's falling? Leaves? It's fucking. Isn't it winter?
So they're gonna get rid of the drone at least. That's gonna spot things. And now there's a choice for me.
Is it an icebox winter? Hello?
Gets dropped, or do they reset out of this? They don't have any presence around the map.
Oh my god, the classic does no damage to that wall.
Just use 2 mags on
He's got 12 bullets in his gun. He can't even reload, dude.
Why not break it with your knife there?
I don't know. They all jumped over it anyway.
They've all gone onto the rope to make sure that happens.
Pega moment.
It's not currently being watched, but they're not in a problem there since Gen.G is not coming around. Spike planted 5v5. Is this round has been a little weird to start as everybody was so close.
Full retake, man. 5 on 5.
With no flank, this is going to be pretty hard.
Yeah, it will be for sure. The cloudburst was.
Are they just going to drop smokes and try to stick? Get the hat? Oh.
It was missed time though. They weren't even on it. Fights all over. This is ugly from Gen.G. That is not pretty. So
they were on 2 different pages.
Yeah, they were.
Two of their players were thinking, let's push these guys. The other 3 were thinking, let's hold back and play the bomb.
So Envy also, the Killjoy had swarm grenades on the bomb, and she popped them. And then Hwin went up with her 2 cloudbursts, with Jet's 2 cloudbursts, and thought he was on the bomb or something, but he wasn't even on it still because of the grenades. And then the smokes went to waste, and then they decided to push as well. They were definitely on 2 different pages.
You just have to be hitting your shots because you have to hold the site with that composition. Retakes become impossible.
Yeah.
We missed the whole round, or
I guess, yeah. Well, they aggressed A, I'm guessing. Yeah, they all aggressed A, so we didn't miss too much.
T tours.
Yeah, T tours for sure.
The drone belong is often pretty important, and we may
everybody's question mark
just because it allows you to gain information as to whether
they all pushed A. I mean, they clearly just wanted to get that round over. They went through the A main choke point.
Spotting out some of those early positions, that's a big deal. And likewise, if there is nobody there and they're playing further back on the B site, then the defenders will actually hear that drone. So then they actually have to react to that. So there's just a lot of value out of that one piece of utility.
Envy's just keeping their bad guns.
Envy go
doing
for
something kind of quick through mid.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, here's that push Van Silly was commenting on. If they try to get themselves
he's in kitchen waiting.
It will be
watch Sage.
First.
Watch Sage.
And it is kind of
watch Sage.
Play. You usually see
or don't.
No, they do. Sorry.
maps. Okay, Sean coming up with 2 vandals right there as he just throws the wall up, making it seem like it was safe to play. But having that internal sight of A to run around as a Phoenix with so many corners and create pressure is so nice with the run it back. So can definitely see its return on investment.
It's like he didn't expect it.
To the icebox map.
Yeah, he definitely. Look at his gun. You see his gun up there?
Oh my god, what the heck?
All the way back there.
How are you supposed to get that?
I don't know. You probably can jump F it.
Played very often. I don't imagine we'll see it maybe more than one more time possibly on this side, because it's very easy to deal with that if you are expecting it. You can just jiggle it and not get caught by that. But again, the element of surprise is pretty huge.
I don't know what their play was with Envy. I guess
40 seconds to go.
Based on what was going to happen in kitchen, they would make a play.
Yeah,
will go down.
I think so.
Plants here for them to work with.
They did not do anything.
Off of the
Insta shutdown
itself. This is going to be tough. You can see Gen.G using the numbers here, trying to coordinate everything. They know they don't have to rush this. It's down to mummAy getting a couple on the entry, and there is a beautiful paranoia. That's going to deal with him. Great.
They stayed close with their bad guns, so I kind of like it.
Huge flank from crashies.
Yeah, they just got flashed.
This is a big play.
He's not going to be able to see it. He's not going to be able to see it. See, well, he could have. I mean, he could have won the round. Well, no, he could have tried, but I think it would have been a waste. Winning a 1v3 with an ult is.
What these rounds are?
It's just not gonna happen.
There's no way they knew he was flanked though. I mean, he could have tried from like mid, deeper.
This start here from Sean was so
but it still wasn't planted for him, so I don't think he wins the round anyways. So I think you weighed out the options of it being a waste, like you said.
Stuff alone, and right there, 3's a crowd as they work their way in.
And one quick
Hiko literally did. Yeah, that's because the other team threw, though.
Yeah,
that's a different situation, and the other team threw. Like, come on. We're talking about that situation right there. There's no way he could have won that with his ult. Nobody could have.
Make a series of super
Just wasn't the right
teams
positioning and
from all
everything.
new sponsors looking at esports post-pandemic.
Sean won in fights at Kitch.
If he goes for another one,
Oh my.
Kaboose, you gotta win that, my guy.
Word.
Gets it anyway. Just you love to see the confidence.
In the repeat, they're so quick too. I love that you mentioned it. Just super confident. And that's what you need here against.
That's a pretty good damage.
That should have killed him, honestly.
The left click isn't going to be enough, but crashies is pretty hurt right now, as it's only going to be a few shots.
4v2.
Coming up big.
Doesn't even need to go for more, but he's going for more. I love it.
He's ready for crashies to be close with good comms from the team. A third one possibly.
I really like that knife.
Better of him. And lockdown.
Oh, you're a little ahead of me. Ooh.
Sorry, that was kind of nice though.
Okay, my stream buffered like 8 times, so.
Easier in the 2v1.
At the F5?
This is really scary too, because Finesse, he's super
Well,
smart player.
F5?
All F5 too, same time.
Together on A. It's a pretty big rotation time. Do they try to play in the middle and retake together? So lots of different ways you can approach this.
Does he win?
No way he wins
Does he win
this,
these?
No way. They're both staying A.
And just force them to move.
I mean, it's good to stay together, but shoot.
He's gone for this B play though. He has the lock.
He's gonna go all the way around.
He's gonna pop that immediately.
Oh, he put that a little bit early, but he couldn't have known that they weren't near.
Full rotation on the flank. And that's kind of the purpose.
He's doing for the long con as well.
And he's got swarm on it, so if they do tap, he could swarm initially.
This is a better situation to clutch.
I wish he planted for himself.
So remember, the spikes to his left. He's relying on a bit of the utility and
GEN.G.
It's not really a good plant for what he was trying to do.
Did they even tap it yet?
See a little around the world from the solo.
No.
Okay, then he didn't need to peek. He should have hidden that left corner.
But he needed to work up, because if he couldn't play it, he couldn't play the chance of it, because if they did decide to stick there, he had to be further ahead.
I think he would. Well, he had grenades, like you said, right?
He'd won.
He could delay it at least a little bit to get closer.
Because you can wallbang this, spam this box, and where he planted it, he's created a spot where he's very far away, so you can't close the distance on him. So if he creates,
I think what I thought he was gonna do is knife out, run into tube, go kitchen, go bridge, swarm, be above them in the bridge. That's what I thought he was gonna do, but
are they going to try to deal with?
Yeah, I don't know if he had time for that. I think he wanted to wallbang him. Or
he did, but that's so. That's such a gamble.
Crashies feeling good there. They quickly try to get the orb down and get out.
I think he overthought it a little bit.
For Sean has just been easy
one.
They keep walking into him, and it's not even
in all his duels.
Oh, value.
Oh my
one
God,
after
yes,
another.
value.
Oh, Kusta from the
And he gets a
top
kill
side.
off that
And it
tag.
looks like Catwalk and Lower is going to be a big problem for them.
Kusta winning
Kusta's
fights
shooting
everywhere,
right
dude.
now, and Gen.G just
Now
stops
Envy is
Envy
in
their
a
tracks
really bad
on
spot.
this one.
No way
Oh
Crashies wins
my.
this, right?
Situation.
Okay, maybe.
2v1. Crashy popping him. Here's another shot, and he knows
Two
where
bullets.
one is. He just has to find the other, knowing they may be working together. That's the find. He knows both are just on the backside of A, but he's got to do the small peeks here. Holding an angle, waiting, sees one.
Gen.G's playing it well.
This is
Kinda.
tight, Dan.
Definitely playing it well now.
Oh, get a little tappy there, Crashies. Get the 1 and the 2.
Those 2 bullets for so long. I was just.
Gen.G played it really well and safe with that
Crashies,
res. Like, that's
he's
crazy.
one of those players you watch him and you think it's possible. It doesn't really matter what the situation is. It's always exciting. But Gen.G, what a great defense on that A site. You know, they did a great job in slowing down the push. They didn't have to play retake because they were able to slow things down enough with the utility. They could play just at the back of the site, and then when Sean gets there and the isols start hitting the ground, they're never going to lose back site unless Envy just win the fight straight up.
Yeah.
So now Envy are in a position where they're going to have to change the game up a little bit. They are on a save buy, and they've got that one Guardian. That's some firepower. And it looks like they're going for that B play.
Saw that. I saw him sneak that in there. We'll see what they can do here. That is, he is going to bring that in with the run it back. So maybe
Full
he
B
just goes
committal.
firing
Oh.
through.
Almost just puked in my mouth. Daisy?
Slow play for now. They can hear him over in B, so a slight bit of rotation is going to start happening as they're close up here.
Smokes out, going for the plant,
You can see all of
tappies,
Gen.G
and they
peeling
fall
back
off
now to
because
get
of the
towards
swarm
that A site,
grenades.
but they're at yellow Sean with
Oh
the
my
transfer.
God.
Beautifully done, almost
Oh my
picked up
God.
as well as he gets
They're just
through from
fighting through it. They just go through the
GEN.G.
smoke all together. How did
And
GMD get
GEN.G is
2
just
there?
striking true right now as
Holy.
Win
So
takes to the air,
high.
takes down Caboose, but he's not the last
That's
one
just
this
stuck on A.
time.
He's like, what
It's
happened, team?
FNS trying to hold
Talk
the
to
right
me.
side, gain intel and info as the team was going ham on B. And he's now got to deal with Blade Storm as well as 2 other intel grabbers here to get into the site and defeat this 3v1.
I like how they just decided, you know what? We're just
And
going to
here
run
we
through
go,
these
gets
smokes
caught
and
out.
fight them.
It's definitely Finesse
And
is
they
definitely
did
a
just that,
dangerous
and
player,
it
you know,
was
much
beautiful.
like a lot of teams that
Trades
run
were
sort of a
perf.
Killjoy lurk. There's
Yeah.
a lot that you can really do with that. Again, you know, I have to give shout outs to 100 Thieves. You know, Steel's one of my favorite people to watch in terms of how you play that role. On
This is
the
Envy
Killjoy
map
on
pick, right?
offense,
Yeah.
and how you lurk with it, and how you use the utility, and how you play off of your team, so that you give opportunities to your team with your lurk. You know, if they run into
Ooh, they're playing
problems,
for this,
you know,
Gen.G.
you're able to get a lot of
They're playing
information,
for it.
They create pressure, which allows you to have free position. It's a great relationship.
That's gone
and
up
you can see
too.
that Finesse is, you know, by himself towards A at the moment, and there's early presence here from Envy towards
They know.
B long.
Oh.
He might just want to take this position.
Oh.
But it's gonna be rather difficult.
Foodie.
Win is there. The trade
Trade
transfer
back.
from
mummAy.
Nami. Good stuff from Envy so far. Pressuring GMD.
Bro,
All
what?
the way to spawn. He's gonna stay
Okay,
alive,
that was
but
like the
are they
riskiest
gonna be
play
able
I've
to
ever
find a way
seen.
He could have got out of there
to
way easier than
retake?
that.
It looks like Envy
Like
gonna
a
have
regular
the site.
teleporter behind
Yeah.
yellow.
He could have
Yeah,
gotten out of there
again,
easier.
Not too much to be able to retake. Maybe the openness of B helps that Gen.G squad with
Jeez,
the
man.
Sentinel or the Initiator utility from Sova. The fact that you can get a few smokes out to make your own angles, but other than that, they don't have nades to throw around and stuff. So if it does go to A, maybe a little bit better favorite here if they can play some off angles, but it's the scatter. Envy's done a great job of just pulling Gen.G off original angles. And,
He saw him.
it was
That drone at
imperative
that point
we
was
see that
useless.
start
Like,
finding somebody and finding a little
he's
bit of info
definitely
this
did
deep
see
in the
him.
round, because I feel like Gen.G was up the river without a paddle, not knowing where Envy is. Plant in A, Dan. Let's see what they got.
Yeah, just again that
Lots of
Killjoy lurk
ults on the
creates
Envy
opportunity
side.
for a huge rotation.
They're just gonna be playing
and
back.
to play
Amen.
off of this A site. Oh, a Killjoy lockdown coming through from Kusta.
I think this
Force
flank
the
from
ultimate,
Caboose is
the
going to be the
Hunter's
round.
Bad
winner.
comms,
Nice to have
Caboose, and
close down. Yeah, that's
crashies.
going to be taken out of the equation. So there's two also another fight.
But I think
Gen.G
Caboose is
it was,
still
it
gonna
was,
win
it,
round.
the point was for Caboose to flank silently, but I don't think he needed to. I think they keep that ult, let Caboose flank, break it, and now they're confused. Save the ults for the post.
Oh.
I didn't like that. I think that was a bad
Hunter's Fury.
Yeah. They had the flank. The flank could break it.
That was a
Save the
close
Hunter's Fury for the tap.
That was super
That's how you
close.
win that round
Also,
for
Caboose
sure.
playing with
Because
pixels there,
Caboose
I
was
feel like
already
that would've
securing
went
the
off
round,
his
and if he
face, but
dies,
just
then you
squeaked
save
it
it for
out.
you
Awesome
save
stuff
for the
to see
bomb
this round.
defusal.
And yeah,
Damn.
mummAy coming up
Little
big
bit of a
here.
They just
pop
played
there.
it backwards.
The team through.
It was still like a kind of a
Thank you very much.
good idea. Like they had an idea and they,
That's,
executed it, which was fine,
oh,
but it was just the wrong
sorry,
one.
GMD, not mummAy. I apologize. And then he gets another one.
At least
on
they did it
FNS.
together.
And they make it.
FNS wasn't even in a spot to stop that bomb plant or bomb defuse anyways too. He was on the far right. That sucks, honestly, because they definitely have full control of that round. I think that ult literally threw it.
So it can happen again.
Oof, they're getting early picks too. Through mid, double pick.
Looking to go for that B-long presence once again, get control here. We saw that work out.
Okay, Kusta did not need to do that, but whatever.
However,
at all, that was kind of tough.
GEN.G is just standing in the middle of the site. He's got support from Win as well with that operator. So not too much to be done there for MV. They have to reset out, and you can see Mikhail is waiting for that. However, I don't know that they're wise.
Is it just me or do Valorant games take so much less time than games like CS and Rainbow Six? No, Valorant games take about the same time. Maybe a little shorter sometimes, but if you get a very close game in Valorant, it's going to be the same as a very close game in CS. And it just depends. There's so many variables.
Right,
are you playing till the very last 10 seconds?
6-2, Mike.
Gen.G. I mean, it's
this is when it all went downhill for Gen.G. So
going into the bank for a loss.
See if it happens again.
For the comeback.
Right. You're not sitting.
It's gonna 11 straight.
These rounds here could start to just fold on each other in favor of Gen.G. If this one again goes down for NV as a loss, we'll see here. Round 9 is what we're hitting, and B seems to be the flavor here for NV right now.
Yep, and it's a great choice, and I like this response coming in from Gen.G. Just trying
and they're aggressing double tube right now.
Getting a little bit aggressive. This early timing, NV play heavy, as you said, to be long. That means
they're giving
up other parts of the map, and Gen.G. are trying to exploit that.
Oh yeah.
Relying on Kusta here to be able to get a kill. Just
it's gonna be massive.
Hold on, buy time for his teammates to get a flank, to set up position, and that's exactly what Kusta has to do. Takes down the running back as well as the kill. He's done his job. Now can his team follow up with the rest?
A great
no, the alarm bot goes off. They know it's a flank now. Wow.
Easily getting that, figuring out who
so close.
Gets one ping. Caboose stands tall in the middle of the site to take down. Still good spam. Sean.
That's what I'm saying, man. If you have your strat revolved around pushing further than that, that bullshit doesn't happen.
Pretty easy one, but
yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like that kind of defaulty play.
40
God,
seconds
that
left on this
spam on
round.
the box
FNS
is unreal, actually.
To play the clock,
that's unreal that that's like a legitimate strategy.
One digital molly
just wall banging a box for a common default plan spot.
On that turret for a little bit of HP here, or for a little bit of help, I should say.
Looks like that wasn't audible to Sean there. He's on.
That's why I want to see. I want to see teams go further than that, and then control deeper.
Does he shoot him right away? Is the question.
Oh, the timing doesn't work out. So sad for Finesse, but not sad for Gen.G. And I just want to be, there is something we have to, there's an elephant in the room here with Gen.G in that they can get these leads against great teams. We've seen them do it against like all of the greatest teams.
Yes.
But the question is, can they close the leads? Because oftentimes they do.
That's so annoying.
They are unable to close. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be something against.
You got to realize that you don't have a Sage. You can't default plant.
Pull up the pass.
And for some reason, these teams aren't realizing that still. I don't know. Kind of weird.
30+ rounds, right? Things you have to close out.
Nice.
You have to keep control.
Oh my.
Nice. The aggression is working everywhere.
7-2.
Wow, they have a really good mix of aggression and then passive plays on Gen.G. And they're winning all the fights.
They didn't do that on the last map, though. Unfortunately, last map they just kind of they stayed the same. They never changed it up.
Why is his knife so small?
Might just be light.
You see that?
Yes, the new knife.
I know, but why is it so small? It looks smaller than normal.
Push up a little bit, grab the info.
Like, am I tripping?
Even more with it.
Yeah, I think Envy are being somewhat
maybe,
here, especially not having
maybe Sage has big hands
from getting wall banged.
Maybe
around the tube area, it does make things a little bit easier to predict, especially as you could.
It literally looked like a
long presence really.
I don't even know. It looks tiny.
Mixing that up to try to scrape together these last couple of rounds.
Wait, Sean got spotted.
Really forward position. Oh, mummAy's just gonna spot that inside. That's a huge pickup.
The solo play. Okay, see, like, I get that you're up 8-2, but I just don't like that play at all. No support, nothing. I know you're trying to sneak there and get some cheeky stuff going, but you got spotted, you died, and now you're just a man down.
In fact,
GMB's pushed through B. Oh my god.
A good chance here for Gen.G on the retake with that flank presence.
What an impressive change.
No
in
way they win this
mentality
round
from
still.
map 1 to 2. You can see the confidence from Gen.G here.
They're so
more,
aggressive.
being
Oh,
the
get
first
out
to
of there,
take the
dude.
1v1s and not waiting. But they're making me eat crow for saying this team's going to have a hard time retaking with just the
Gotta
blind
push.
and find utility. All the
He's gonna play to die.
It's not really mattering what they're bringing to the table otherwise.
Hey.
Aim in. Oh, just the side peaks as they're both tiptoeing
Just
around
barely
the bottom
gets
side.
out.
GMD and the rest of the
I thought he
team
was gonna play to
dominating.
die,
Up
honestly.
with the Blade Storm as Kusta is the one to finalize it on to mummAy. And just like that, Envy is wiped from the site. And 9 rounds are over to Gen.G.
Yeah, very tough retake to stop there from Gen.G. There was no counter to the Killjoy lockdown that got planted. So at that point, you're just really feeling, if you're Envy, you're really feeling that sense of we're so far behind. We don't have any ults to counter this.
God, he was
We
so
just
close
don't
to getting
have the
detained there.
economy.
Holy.
We don't have the options. So that's just
We're going
huge
3
advantage
maps
for Gen.G
or
to capitalize
what's going on
on.
here?
9-2. This is what you wanted to see if you're a Gen.G.
cold.
So this is to go to lowers, right?
Close series.
This is
and,
the
you
upper
know,
bracket.
Getting more
Yeah.
valorant, which I think that kind of applies to everybody.
Standing up,
This
bro.
is definitely what you want to see.
No, I'm
Bind is the
cold.
last map if we do find
Oh.
ourselves
Gotta
there.
put on a
so
sweater,
that'll
but
be a lot
it's
of
kind
fun.
of
But
hard.
until we get there, we'll have to see if Envy do find some form of recovery here as they really switch up the focus back to A.
And it's been since that first gun round. Their Gen.G's just like, yeah, give us the Vandals,
please.
give us the Phantoms, and
Come
we'll
on.
win every round out
Hello?
in this first half.
Got it.
I mean, they're pointing for the fences.
Ooh.
Can they get it here with this last one? Just about a minute left in the round. Lots
On's
of
looking
time.
for a cheeky ang.
Everybody's setting up in a different position
just
here
hiding.
if they were seen before or out of those default shock spots. You see a good movement there as they push up into safety. Everybody, it's the play to not lose round, and GMD finds the first one, takes a bit of damage himself as the team is nicely set up here on the A site. And they don't have too much of rotation yet. I like the fact that they still have Jet over in B to cover anything.
Sean is wrapping around 410.
Oh my
Dude,
Insane play from him.
how is
Able
he
to
allowed
get
to do
so much
this?
value with
Envy,
damage
hello?
from forward position from Envy. They are struggling now to get their way back in.
He's going for
Hiko
more. This
doing
guy's
what he
feeling
can
it.
to
Battle
give them
stage up.
Something to work off of, and they're gonna
Congrats
push
on the
forward
ZG
off
Tiger
the back
Shroud.
line.
Hey. Thanks.
Looking to get this control of the A site, but Gen.G, they don't want to give this up, and there's
Ooh.
not too
Gen.G
much
is
of them to have to
full
worry about.
control,
They can play
dude.
off each other. You see some
Look at
great
him.
This might be a
Another
third
got
map. Go
numbers.
next.
that if Envy
Yeah.
are to try to force
Full
the issue
control.
here, I mean, food.
Okay.
What on
Cleared
earth was
him.
that from Food?
Owned.
Able to find those
See,
2
that's the
kills.
difference right
They
there.
lost.
That setup looked
Oh,
like it was perfect to
wow.
deal with him.
Okay.
And now
I didn't
he's
think he would
standing
be
up
able to
on
pick
the
it up like
spike
that.
down.
Actually,
He's
that was
able to hold
sick.
on to this one. He's
Yep,
trying to
that was
They lost
fun.
anyway, but
for a win, and it's denied. 10-2 as Gen.G against the clock, but it seems like
Wish
they
we would have
did
seen
go
that from
wrong
Food's
in
perspective,
this
to
half
be
round.
honest.
Dan, it just seems like a bunch of master plans being foiled each round. You're like, no way Food did that. Now they have it. He jumps off, cliffhanger leaps, grabs the spike, gets the sight, 4 seconds left to plant, and it's like Gen.G had it planned all along. The dive right in, take out the last 2. Movie ends, credits roll. Now, not yet, but what a half here coming in from Gen.G.
I mean,
Can they
shoot.
continue it is the question.
9 to
Will this
3
be able to
half?
happen on the attacking side now, as Envy has
I
a
don't
chance to put
know.
up that
No,
defense.
10-2. I mean, not even 9-3. Oh, God.
Well,
This
as,
might be, yeah,
as-
this is
as
go
has been
next.
said so many times
yeah,
in-
it's a hard
in
go
casual
next.
FPS,
Let's see
like
Bind,
comparing
baby,
it,
our
it all
favorite map.
starts with the pistol, and obviously there's so few
not
rounds to
wrong.
work with. Envy
No,
can't
please.
afford to put a foot wrong. There's a lot to talk about if we do see Envy get this pistol and stabilize, and it's
Yeah.
a lot to say about the way that Gen.G are going to play their attacking side. But until we get there, it's going to be this what looks like a heavy commit towards this A site. There are some options that are being left open by Gen.G. They have GMD on the back there. And it does seem like they're maybe actually rotating the spike out. You can see that Sean is also there with him, looking for any flanking players from end.
Kind of looks
They're
like
not
the
gonna
next
see
match
it.
will start on
Their initial
time.
Pressure, so it looks like
If
they'll
this does
win.
go to the third. About 40 minutes of map.
One of my favorite turrets to throw up there. That or the other side wall for defensive killjoy, where the owl drone was looking just now. Good coverage to start the site. A bit of utility used quite early there. Doesn't seem like too much return on
Oh
investment.
my.
Win. Wait a minute. Still alive.
That's
He
pretty
put
funny.
himself in the front
Hello.
of 3 people. Does not
They're pushing
deserve
through.
that, but he goes up with a kill. Beautifully
Absolute
played. And now the rest
YOLO.
of
Wow.
Unloading as they
Uh,
the site. Kusta
I don't even
coming
know
up
what
with 3
happened.
there. The ghost strikes
Honestly,
through.
they
I-
swapped all
And
the fights.
What a dance they
The-
did
yeah.
there. Dead to rights comes up with
Pretty
one
much.
for himself.
You got 3 in the end there.
Is being the one causing all the chaos this game. It very much an Envy style of play that they're bringing right to them.
They made a mistake peeking when they were in that when they were on that bomb box side or whatever. They should have just played tight
the underdog in this series
together. They both double swung, and then they just got dropped.
There's been a lot of big leads against teams that they have sort of given
and they're
up,
buying.
and that seems to be something
Envy's thinking go next as well.
That hump in this series. What it says in the greater scheme of things is that they're going to be ready to, they're going to be poised to win against Envy, and they're going to that 3rd map, and we'll see if they can get.
Is there friendly fire in Masters? No, it's the same game.
Again, they are slowing things down. They start off
and
that
Gen.G's
initial
just playing
pressure,
smart, dude.
You can't shoot your teammates.
They want to secure the map.
Any pushes coming from B long, any pushes coming from mid, and they're actually rotating out as well. Last round, they did this, and they went back to A.
Ooh, they got a bad feeling about the A side. They can smell
B,
Envy on it.
I think
they're just gonna fall off and go B.
by Envy.
Unless though.
I like the choice though, right? Because it's an eco
That's just
round.
calling it though. I think he heard something.
Envy's gonna try to do
with that drone.
I don't think they know they have a ton of Buckies on hard angles over at A, but they've seemed to have made the right decision, as it could be the B hit right now.
Makes a lot of sense too. They do have that.
If you aren't a pro, don't talk shit in chat. Thanks.
To protect that
There's like a handful of pros probably in here.
Just like you
telling everybody to not talk?
Ew.
Come on. Let him speak.
Not pretty.
Wow. You know?
They might not have to play
just clean.
There isn't going to be a post bond, really.
Just go next.
Just to commit everything in to stop the spike from going down. That was their moment. Doesn't work out. And now the Envy. This will be a hell of a comeback, Riv, if they were able to pull this one off.
You know what?
This is definitely a go next situation
there, but it seems unlikely right now. Gen.G is demanding a lot of respect coming in here as the 8th seed to put up such a strong showing on the 2nd map on Envy's pick, right? It kind of seems like, hey, thanks for picking the map is the way this series has gone so far, with Envy winning Gen.G's pick and now the other way around. See how they start.
You think this round's over? You think it's just a 13-2?
Time left as it just started. And Envy
I think so.
With how aggressive Envy is with their poopy guns right now, yes. Oh, that was a good arrow, but a great dash. Better dash, honestly.
Man.
This is perfect.
Nice fight win there. Sean actually whiffed, which is crazy.
Created, and you make Gen.G play a little sweaty.
Yeah, this is great. You know, they know that so far Gen.G has been playing that early pressure around A. They're just like, you know what, we're not going to let you
better call to go B anyways, especially after seeing that.
They pick it up, as you
they don't have real guns, so
ready to get, well, they're giving up
like a longer range duel.
The retake. They have the 5 versus 4. Still
the lineup.
Oh, we just saw him over yellow.
But it was a fake on the spike plant there.
Oh, bro.
Don't want to get caught by that util, and in fact, it's going to be Mikael with the shock dart to take down Finesse. So with that set, it's a 4 versus 4, but the spike has to go down. That means that Gen.G, they have to move forward. They have to start the action.
He had a drone, man. The time he could have used it right then and there. He would have been able to tag him, and they would have spammed him.
They get the spams through, though. Not many places you can hide in that situation.
Peoples.
Damn.
And it's over.
Crashies with a beautiful shot. Shocked out.
There it is.
A kill just outside, and Crashies. It's not
there it
gonna
is.
matter. He finds the shot.
Continue.
What?
They keep
I was like, what?
No.
Yeah,
No.
But it's still almost a nightmare.
It's like, you think Envy won?
I was hoping that it was gonna be over.
They are trying to
but
get all the resources they can in the right spots, and we'll see this one more time.
Crashies with the Red Bull clutch, dude. This dude is.
I actually thought he was about to drop him right there.
Fadeaway share a shot. Right, that was so insane.
Spectre in the face. Let's go next.
They played it
Red
so
Bull's
well at the start.
sponsorship. That's great. I love me some Red Bull.
Right, but they still needed a 1v2 share.
I deserve one for this co-casting.
That kind of a shot for Crashies to win it. That does not bode well.
I haven't had Red Bull in a while.
We'll have to see whether they're going to be able
to
stabilize here and make things look a little bit better.
I like the tropical. Yeah, tropical is nice.
And you don't know if it's
tropical is the best by far.
Who do you think will win Masters?
Maybe now they can figure it out.
I don't know.
There's so many things that could be happening here.
Yeah, spikes drop. Good eye on that.
In my opinion, 100 Thieves looks the best, but that's of course my opinion.
Got out by the skin of his
FaZe is like, their aim's nice, but
Wynn's about to get crazy with his judge.
Unfortunate for it to go down in such a spot where the
aim's hard to be consistent. Brain is a little easier to be consistent. I'm not saying they have no brain. I'm just saying they are very good aimers. And if their aim's a little off,
Cloudbursts aren't coming
He's
from
so
Jet.
Who knows?
upset they're not
Envy.
pushing yet.
So that
He's
is
so
a very
mad.
close danger that Envy has to deal with. Just on the rope, it's gonna be enough. Crashies hands back, quick shot towards the bombs. What a transfer!
What?
Look up, look down, look up.
I mean, it worked. He got some dinks.
But yeah,
off.
I think 100 Thieves. My bet's on them.
Quinn was so mad that
They're
they
good
weren't
players.
pushing it yet, but they weren't
That's so
forcing
insane,
it because there's no
Kaboose.
ball
He's just,
plant.
painting a picture, a beautiful picture there with that where he's moving his mouse.
Word.
That's just crazy. Just the level of stress I had just watching just win sitting.
What I
in
like
the
about
smoke with
FaZe
those GRs,
is
just like almost tearing my hair out for it.
FaZe has some really,
It's
really
like,
solid
that's gonna be
players.
so shocking, but they
And
managed
what
to
I
break
like
that one
about
out
them
really
is
quick,
that
so
Yep.
they're walking on a
They-
edge, Envy, but they're doing it and they're making
All right.
it look.
Now,
just
Gen.G, what you're gonna want to do
really
is
stable at
not
this point.
choke this one.
And
They-
they've gotta
You're
keep
gonna
it
wanna
going, and
close
this
it
is
out.
the danger point for Gen.G. This is
Because
where
if you
we have
don't,
seen,
you'll
and
go
we've
down
been
in history
discussing
here,
it,
and
Gen.G
not in a
needs
good
to
way.
Let me
show
ask
us
Justin
that they
really
can
quick.
close these huge
Justin,
leads
who do you
against
think
big teams
will
and
win?
not
If
let
you had to
them
pick
back
one
out.
person.
And now they've
Envy.
been
No,
really
the whole
run
thing.
onto
This
a
whole
Hiko,
Masters.
and
Envy.
can start building their economy. Obviously,
That's
the
who I
economy
want.
is a single
Well,
round, so
I
it
mean,
doesn't
that's
matter
who I
huge
want and
amounts,
think
as
will
long as they
win.
can get
I
full
see.
So
buys,
it's a little
but
bit of both.
it
It's kind of an
matters
emotional
insofar as
pick, if I'm
if
being
they
honest.
get to
That's
win
fair.
rounds,
That's fair.
in terms
More
of,
so
like,
than
the
a
emotional,
rational one.
psychological advantage, they're gonna start feeling more confident.
I think
and they're
100
gonna start
Thieves.
playing a bit more
I was gonna
aggressive.
say
I wish we
100
kind of had like a
Thieves
percentage meter
as
factor,
well.
like if it was a
There's
poker
kind of
hand,
like
'cause if
neck
you
and
look
neck
at
for me,
what,
but I like Envy
Envy
more
has coming in
because
on
I
this
love
one.
finesse.
They have a few walls up right
Yeah,
now in the
finesse is
Phoenix and
great.
the Omen. They
But that's
have
like
the
a
Raze
bias,
and the
emotional
Sova
thing, you
ult
know?
almost coming up. So the way those can be capitalized on round to round is how Envy could stay in
Quinn,
this
what are you
game.
doing
Oh,
there, dude?
food. Come
And it
on,
looks
get.
like they're gonna have to
Oh.
use a few of those to
You had to
back
get him
in.
earlier.
Shots from Food and the rest
Yeah.
of the team as Sean
Cost his
answers
teammate his
back
life.
here. And it looks like one more round will
A lot of
be
people were
possible.
expecting a 100
That is the
Thieves
question.
Envy final.
GMD
Could
trying to
happen.
Make it work with the sheriff here in sight by himself. It's 3v2 right now, and they got the work cut out for him. His food has.
I mean, I know a lot of
round.
people are going to be
and
saying they want
three.
Sentinels to win, though, but that's a little bit of bias,
Yeah, that was
all
pretty
right?
chaotic. That looked a little bit scary for a moment there for Envy. But
Sentinels
Save
is
Lightning
uno
nicely beat.
mas in the rankings, but also they have
rifles come back
10,
out
so
again.
that's
And
like
so
a
it's
little
worth
bit of
noting at this
a
point
different factor that
the
people are
defaults
attracted
from
to.
Gen.G have been this A pressure, and I'm wondering if what they're doing that so they can kind of condition.
Yeah, I
more of
think.
a response towards
Yeah,
actually
I
aggressive
don't.
pre-walks up
I don't know
mid,
how that whole
because that
Sentinel
might be
thing is
something
going to
that
go.
they
I
would
think it's
like
going to be
go
really
to,
rough
so
for
that's
them.
something to watch out for, like an early rounds timing. Where they
In
just
my
go
in my
for
opinion, I
more.
think it's going to be a rough tournament
But
for them.
it may not be the case.
Pens just has
yet.
to
They have a lot of
go
rounds to play
hammy.
with. They can continue to set expectations.
But who knows?
As to what they're doing with this A presence, and that seems to be a similar.
We got a
story
lot of
and-
games
and where they're placing their
to
players.
watch.
Little play to get the intel and flank out. Getting the flank for getting a Killjoy's turret always feels bad for.
I don't
us, so
think.
it's nice when you
I
can
mean, I
find
just
it right
don't know
away,
if
take it
anybody's
out.
going
You
to win
always have to look
anything.
a few more
It's
times.
basically
The
asking
Lombot's
me
there,
It's a
so
guess.
that
because
prevents them from
it's literally
having
just a
to do that
coin
this
flip with
time
all
around.
these teams.
Yeah.
But we do
honestly.
see
Like
fire
I
all
a big
the
thing
way
is
over
people
for the
forget
side
that
of
NA
Envy.
is
They've
not
stacked up.
consistent. None of these
The
teams in
possibility here
Masters
to string
are
two rounds together and add
consistent.
that
They're not.
utility to the
There's no
ultimate if
clear
they really
best.
need to get that round in their favor. McHale moving up now from
It's kind of like a
B.
fan
If
favorite
Plant
kind of
goes
thing.
down, they could do as much as lock
So
down.
it is. It is. If you're saying who do you think will win, you're coin flipping all 8 teams. You really are.
It's just a bias for me. Like I would like to see Envy win it all. That's pretty much what I think.
This is really difficult too because, as you mentioned, there's a lot of ultimates at play here, and Gen.G. Yeah, indeed. The lockdown comes through. Like, what is Gen.G's response here?
That's so annoying.
They don't have too much in the way of ultimates here.
Oh, look at they're pushing. Not the default spot, like you said.
Destroy the lockdown.
Yeah, but this
Playing in
team,
a
this team
different spot.
has.
Right here. Oh no,
Just
a
Mikhail
team
kill, too.
take down Sean, I think, with the
Yeah, but they
last
want to do
bolt
something
of the
different.
Hunter's
He just shot
Fury. And 3 versus 3 here.
Sean in the
Envy,
head.
Very doable retake. They have a Hunter's
This is
Fury
Hunter's
of their
Fury.
own as well. There comes the tap to put the
What
pressure
in the
on
world?
Gen.G.
Oh, it
Straight from the
worked.
back, though, taking down 2,
He had his
leaving it
flank,
all
so I
on
guess it
Mummy.
did work.
A lot of work to do, a lot on his shoulders right now to save the map.
Yeah, I want to see that more in Icebox. I want to see more teams push further than play back yellow. So that was cool to see.
It's so like if you don't clear kitchen though, it's so risky because he can just kill you from the bridge above if you plant there.
Well, not where they planted, but yeah, it depends on where you plant, of course. They planted inside the tube.
Like I don't even think they had kitchen control.
No.
I'm pretty sure Kusta was just in mid and he was like in that mid connector to A or B. I mean,
You have to kind of know your team and know where they play, where they rotate to. And if you could tell they're not really players who stay in kitchen, then it would work. And if they do play in kitchen, then you might need to just be aware of it or have somebody on a flank or something.
Yeah, just knowing the pace. I mean, they had Kustum mid, which was like late, which saved that Jet's life in the end, but he just wasn't in kitchen, so I don't know. Gotta know how fast your team moves and stuff. God, look at DDK. He's beautiful.